Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I'm Lynn. So I did not meet the goal of getting all of the plants in the ground over the weekend, but I shall in the next 2 days, including changing this space out front to what will hopefully become this design plan I created. But first, let's look at some of the plants. So first off, I have this Yarrow. I think it adds interesting texture, but this one was selected because it's not that wide. It is the new vintage white Yarrow for full sun. It'll become about 28 inches in height, but only about 12 to 14 inches in width. It is very drought tolerant, heat tolerant, and I have the perfect spot for it. You'll see. And then next, I have this Violet Riot proven winners. So Color Spire's Violet Riot Salvia. I have 2 of those that are going in my long bed or long border. As you can see back there, I have 2 more of the Aztec grass, and I have 18 of the Vinca. And then y'all have heard me talking about these um, Salvia Greggii, so these autumn sage Arctic blaze purple salvia. Well, they are going into the ground today. I promise. I am going to get them in the ground today and show you all the changes there. And then, of course, here is the third Buddleia, Miss Violet. I have a spot for it too, and it will be planted today as well, and some other goodies. So stay tuned. I am going to show you all of these changes as I make my mad dash to get all of these plants in the ground. Okay, y'all, as promised, so over here in the corner, a couple of weeks ago, this Salvia Greggii was added. I was going to put evergreens out here, but took a trip back to Home Depot and got 2 more of these Salvia Greggii to put a trio around this evergreen. The reason why this was placed here is because, first of all, this is a Texas native, and it doesn't just do well in Texas, it does well in climates that are zone 7 to 10 that has hot, dry summers. And so this is near the house, and especially around the house, you want plants that look good, if not all of the year, most of the year, because that's what you're walking around the house, it's what you see. And this one will thrive even when our temperatures soar into the high 90s, even the low 100-degree temperatures. And once it's established, it's going to be very drought tolerant. It can handle poor soil, rocky soil, alkaline soil, intense sun. And the blooms, y'all, come in so many different colors, and it is an absolute hummingbird magnet. So if you have a hot, dry summer zone 7 to 10 garden, this one, I'm telling you, it just works. Next is a butterfly bush, but first I want to show you all this salvia right here. Now, this salvia was actually a surprise. I did not plant it. And after doing some research, I believe this is Augusta Duelberg. So the white version of the famous Texas native salvia, Henry Duelberg. Now, both of these plants were discovered growing in a central Texas cemetery near the Duelberg family grave. What is really fascinating is that Henry Duelberg, which is what I originally had planted here, but dug up, it reseeds like crazy. And those seedlings can sometimes come back white, just like this one. So it's quite likely this is a natural mutation from the original plant that used to grow right here. And just like Henry, it should thrive in the heat, bloom from spring to frost, attract pollinators, and even reseed more plants, possibly blue ones. What a happy gardening accident. Now, what I came over here for to show y'all is this Miss Violet Buddleia. Now, it is a sterile butterfly bush that will become about 5 to 6 feet in height and width. And just like the one on the other side, I have it planted in front of a blue point juniper. So kind of a little repetition there. This is a butterfly magnet. It's going to have these gorgeous violet purple blooms all summer, actually until the first hard frost. And it is low maintenance, no pests, diseases, drought tolerant. I mean, it's just a stunning, stunning winter. Okay, y'all, so I wanted to show you one of the toughest spots in my garden and what should work here. And y'all, this is also my little landscaping project I showed you during the intro. So what makes it a challenge is the sun exposure. This is a west-facing bed right up against the house, which means it gets that brutal afternoon sun plus the reflected heat off of this wall, this stone wall right here. It is honestly where a lot of plants struggle. One of my biggest challenges was over here is full sun. And sometimes of the year it's 7 or 8 hours of sun. So from here, it's full sun. And then once you get to here, it's probably about 6 hours of sun. Then it becomes part sun. And over in the corner is one of the coldest places on the property. It is a northwest exposure. The problem is the west, a few times a year, the sun doesn't really make it over to the corner and it's facing north. And when we have ice or snow, this is the last place on the property that actually thawed. So the challenge was to find a plant that could handle all of those conditions. And that is why I have sprinter boxwoods out here, because I already know they can handle an eastern exposure in the sun. I have them as of this year in a full all-day sun bed. I have them in a northern exposure, and I have them in a morning sun exposure. But right here, they're getting everywhere from full sun, just hitting full sun, part sun, and maybe 1 hour to 2 hours of sun at best. So I'm going to be really curious to see how these boxwood fare. They're all the same size. They all went in at the same time. They're going to get the same emitters. The only thing that should be different is the sun exposure. So we'll see how this works out. Now also back here, this is Yarrow. And it can handle heat, dry soil, and intense sun without needing constant watering. That is once established. It's also really low maintenance. And I like the frilly fern-like leaves that it's going to bring. So you have the structure of the boxwood, which I'll probably shape into, what do they call them? Let's just say round. And tight and round. And then the fern-like foliage on the Yarrow. The blooms will bring in pollinators even in the middle of the summer when not much else looks good. Again, near the house. So if you have a really hot exposed area like this, Yarrow can actually make the space work instead of struggling with it. I also planted Walker's Low Catmint. Just went in 2 days ago and it's already starting to bounce back. I can tell you it looked pretty rough when it arrived, but it's one that also handles heat, reflected light, and dry soil once established. And I think it's going to go a long way to softening the edges. It's going to bloom for months. Just give, if you grow this, just give it a quick trim after flowering and it'll flower for you again, and so on and so forth. But it is also a great choice for tough, hot areas. Now, my color palette is still missing a color, I think. And over here, I have opportunity. And I'm thinking of ultimately probably moving this salvia and then putting some soft pink in this area. What do y'all think? You saw the picture up front. So there's Miss Violet Buddleia, there's white. There's the Walker's Low Catmint, which is like a lavender blue. And I think I'm going to add some soft pink over here. And that's a lo and behold blue Buddleia. So a lot of purples, blues. You saw the image. But these are the plants that I've added to try and create that color scheme. but I'm thinking of putting soft pink right here. So, you know, I was thinking about that, and I wondered, I was going to ask many of you, just out of curiosity, kind of like a little survey, if you could only plant one color in your garden, what would that color be? Because I know I would select purple. Down here I planted 2 Denim and Lace Russian sage. This is a southern exposure, and it's going to flank the south entrance to our mont of tree space. The Russian sage is shorter than the species, topping out at about 30 inches in height with a similar width. And oh my, it is so beautiful, but tough. Honestly, it is one of the most resilient plants in this garden. So out here gearing up to receive sun from sunup to sundown is Violet Riot Salvia. This is a proven winner's variety. It will become somewhere around 22 inches in height and width. It was purchased at Home Depot, and y'all, the video does not do this plant justice. I'm discovering how the camera just does not accurately show things as they are in real life. And here's one that has a little bloom, but hopefully everything looks pretty enough for you all to get the idea, so to speak. So last but not least, I planted the Aztec grass in the mont of tree space to replace an ailing Daniela flax lily, which was zone pushing. This is zone 8B here in Central Texas, and it was in a zone 9 plant, and it just wasn't happy. But quick story, this right here is a Merlot Redbud, which is a cross between the Texas White and the Forest Pansy Redbud. And this tree was developed at North Carolina State University to provide better heat resistance and a more upright form than the gorgeous Forest Pansy. So we have this zone 6 and 9 Redbud that still prefers part sun, part shade in hot summer climates. I purchased this for the middle of the yard, so full sun all day, and then discovered, unlike other redbuds, you don't want to put this one in full sun. So I put it in a pot and basically ignored it. Throughout the summer, rarely watered it. I probably didn't water it at all, and by the end of the season I thought it was dead. The following year arrived, so 2024, it started leafing out after not receiving any care from me whatsoever. So, well, I decided any plant that wants to be in this garden that much, and if it's that tough, then I can find a spot for it and give it some love. Well, to see how everything fills in, because now I get to do all of the pruning and all of the primping and making, things look as they should. If you'd like to see how everything fills in, click subscribe and notifications, and do not forget to click thumbs up if you enjoyed or learned anything from this content. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day in your garden. Bye.